Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Today I wanted to do a quick overview of what I keep in my backpack each and every day. These are the things that I need whenever I go to work, whenever I go to church, and whenever I travel. These things don't really change in and out a whole lot, so that's why I thought it was a good time to show you guys what I'm going to be carrying in my backpack for the rest of the year. This is the stuff that I found that is essential to kind of cover all my bases. I really rely on my backpack and what's in it, and I like to make sure I'm prepared for everything. A lot of the work that I do is based around audio work, so as you're going to see, most of my stuff revolves around that and making sure I'm covered for each and every situation when it comes to audio. Every couple months I do an update to my backpack, and I actually just upgraded it a few weeks ago, so I thought it was a good time to show you kind of what it's going to be looking like for the rest of the year. So let's go ahead and get started with the backpack. This is the Everyday Backpack version 2 from Peak Design, and it is a 30-liter camera bag actually. I don't have a whole lot of camera gear, so I've kind of repurposed it on the inside for what I need, but I'll get to show you guys that in a second. I've had it for about 2 weeks now, but I've loved it so far. It's really exceeded my expectations, and it does everything I needed to do, which is the most important thing. And it also carries a little bit more than I actually need it to. So I have a little bit of extra room if I ever need to take extra clothes or need to take extra gear for wherever I'm going. But let's go ahead and get started and look at all the gear that I have in this thing. Let's go ahead and get started with the outside of the bag and show you kind of what I have out here and the things that you can glance at really fast. The first thing that I have in the bag is this hero clip. It's the large size, I believe, and this thing is awesome. I learned about this from a YouTube channel called Accessorize Me, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen, and it's been great. It's just a little carabiner, but what it allows you to do is it allows you to hang your bag from multiple places. So what's great about it is if I clip this onto the strap on my backpack, then I can hook this to a table or just any random hook to keep my bag off the floor, which helps a lot, especially when I'm at work, because I work in a warehouse, so the job is very dusty and it's very dirty, so I like to keep my bag off the ground as much as possible. But yeah, this thing is awesome, and it's a small upgrade for only a few dollars. I believe it's $10, $15 for the clip. So yeah, this thing is awesome, so let's keep moving. The next thing I have is this Yeti Yonder bottle. This is a 34-ounce bottle, and it's awesome. I upgraded from this kind of thermos style bottle from Yeti, and this one is about the same size, I believe, but it was just really heavy. And because this backpack is already so heavy, that's why I wanted something a little lighter, and this is just made out of plastic, so that really helps with the weight on it. Most of the time I'm drinking room temperature water, so I don't really care if it's protected from being cold or hot, so I don't really necessarily need a thermos all the time, so that's why I've been using this bottle. And it's also a great alternative to that bottle, because that one's like $70 and this one I think is about $30. So this is cheaper, and if you just drink water, it's actually a pretty good choice. So yeah, that's a water bottle I carry with me every single day. Next up on the front of it, something super simple, but it has kind of this quick detach mechanism that I use my keys for. So as you can see, my keys are strapped onto here, and it's just a great way to keep my keys in check. I don't like to have a whole lot of things in my pockets, so if I can just limit it down to my phone, honestly, that's best case scenario. So I like to have my keys on here, and it's also just an extra measure so I don't lose them. One little quick feature about the bag while we're here is that these straps are magnetic. So it's really nice just to kind of keep it nice and organized, my straps aren't flying all over the place whenever I set it down. So yeah, it's just a nice little feature and a nice little thing for the bag to kind of keep things looking nice and neat. Okay, and that's really all the things that are out front on the bag. I don't really carry a whole lot else. This bag has a few more other features, but maybe I'll do a dedicated review on it at a later date. But as far as what's on the outside, that's about it. Let's go ahead and get to the inside of the bag. And the first thing on this bag is actually the laptop compartment, which fits a few more things than just my laptop, which is awesome. I currently have my 16-inch M2 Max MacBook Pro in there that I recently just got, and this thing is a workhorse, and I carry it with me everywhere that I go. So yeah, I'm not going to go too into depth about all the specifications of each and every item that I have in there. I'm just going to kind of go through what I have in each place. So yeah, my M2 Max MacBook Pro. The next thing I have in here is my M2 12.9-inch iPad Pro, which again is incredible. And honestly, when I first got this iPad, I didn't think I would use it as much as I do, but it's been something that I use every single day for taking notes, for doing my budgeting, for all sorts of things. And again, between my laptop and my iPad, I can get a lot of stuff done. And this also serves as a secondary display for my laptop, so whenever I'm doing a lot of audio work, it's great to be able to have both devices so I can have two screens. Aside from the laptop pocket and the tablet pocket, this back kind of laptop sleeve area has a few more little pockets to stick things in there. And the first thing I have in those are my AirPods Pro. These are the AirPods Pro 2 with wireless charging, and these things are awesome. I think everybody knows about AirPods by this point, so I don't need to talk a whole lot about them. Next up in here is my Apple Pencil for my iPad. A lot of the times I do keep it clipped onto my iPad with a magnet, but I've found that I don't always use it, so I like to just leave it in here so I don't have to worry about it falling off or anything as I'm using it. And last but not least in here are my sunglasses, which I could probably leave them without the case in there, but I just prefer to leave them in the case just to kind of have a second layer of protection on them. But yeah, that's kind of the last thing I keep in that pocket. But as you can see, for it being a laptop kind of pocket, I can fit quite a bit of stuff in there. And it's awesome because these are all the things I consider essential, so I can just open one pocket and reach everything. But yeah, that's the back pocket of my backpack. So let's get to the front of the bag now. Again, because this is really meant for cameras, this bag has actually a few features that are really special that, again, I don't use for cameras, but really come in handy for me with what I do. So the front of this bag opens with a hook and magnet kind of system. It's really nice and it feels quality, and I like how different it is to zippers. This is actually a lot faster. I can just kind of pull it open and it's great. But also at the same time, it really does stay closed if I want it to stay closed. And it also gives you a few different options. It gives you 4 different kind of levels of having this closed. So let's say I have a lot more items in here, then I can clip it to the top one and it'll give me a lot more room in here to fit, clothes or whatever I need to put in there. So yeah, it's a really nice feature of the bag. So the first and only thing that I keep in this top compartment actually are my charging accessories. With how many tech devices I have in this backpack, it's really important that I keep all the things I need to charge everything on here. So I use this Grid-It, which I'm sure many of you have probably seen this, but it's just a bunch of like elastic bands all kind of put into a grid, and you kind of just pick and choose where you want to put things. So the only things I have in here are a power bank, a USB-C power brick, a regular USB-A power brick, and then I have a USB-A to lightning cable. And back here it has a little zipper pocket, and in here I keep a USB-C to USB-C cable. And that's really it. But just this little thing will allow me to charge most of my devices. Well, all of my devices, because everything I have is USB-C or lightning. So yeah, that's the only thing I have in this top pocket. So again, because this is a camera bag, this bag actually opens from the side, which is really awesome for me. So on each side, there are a few pockets here on the side. They have a magnetic pocket here at the top, and then there's a zippered pocket here at the bottom. So for me personally, in this top pocket, I carry drum keys. I have 1 here, 2 in here, and 3 in here. I play drums, so I have to always have drum keys on me. And the only other thing I carry in here is actually just electrical tape, which I hardly ever use, but there have been times where I need it to wrap something just quickly. So that's really all I keep in this top pocket. Down in the zipper pocket, I actually don't keep anything yet, but it's really nice because besides the big section that you have for the zipper, it has 2 small sections as well where you can stick little dongles or little other things that you need to stick in there. So yeah, that's the right side pocket. Now moving on to the left side pocket, I really just keep some extra cables that I need in here. The first thing I have in this magnetic pocket up here is my headphone extension from All Clair. This is something that I use every single time I go play drums, whether it's on Sunday or for rehearsals or whatever I'm doing drum related. I love this extension. It's been great and it's held up for a couple months that I've had it now. I had been using just regular headphone extensions for a very long time, so I finally ended up taking the hit and ended up getting a really nice one to go with my All Clair custom in-ears, which I'll get to here in a minute. But yeah, my All Clair headphone extension. And the only other thing I have in this bottom pocket down here is actually my extension for my charger, for my MacBook charger. I really don't like that they sell these things separately now, but I guess it's just a part of being an Apple user that you've got to buy all the extra accessories for everything. But yeah, this is just the extension for your power brick. So if you need a little bit more length on your power brick, you can buy one of these and stick it on there. I think these are like 20 bucks. So not the most expensive thing ever, but it is a little annoying. But I just keep it on hand in case I need it for something. And that's really it. That's all I have in this left pocket. Okay, now let's move to the middle. Okay, so again, as I've been mentioning for the 5th time, this is a camera bag. So because of that, it comes with these little dividers here in the middle that you can move and kind of space around as you want to. They don't have to stay in this configuration. This is just how I prefer to keep them. It just kind of gives me multiple slots for everything, but you can actually fold these up like so and put things in here vertically as well. Or you can take them all out and just have one big open compartment. So that first compartment that I had showed you earlier was actually this top one. So if you do it in this kind of setup, you can't reach everything from this top compartment. But for my personal use, I don't mind that. I much prefer getting things from the side of the bag. So in this top compartment, I have my All-Clair Studio in-ear monitors. These are custom in-ears. They are the Studio 4s from All-Clair, and I love these things. I don't really use them to play. I really use them just here in the studio whenever I'm trying to do critical listening or for mixing and other things like that. But yeah, my All-Clair Studio 4 in-ear monitors. The next thing in here, which these are actually the headphones that I do use for playing drums, are my Shure SE215s. These aren't the best in-ear monitors out there, and I know that, but these are just the ones that have worked for me, and I've gotten kind of used to the sound profile of them and being able to mix them in my personal mixer at church. So yeah, I've just gotten used to these, and I love these. These are the Shure SE215s. And again, these are the ones that I really actually use for playing and for whenever, I'm just out and about doing drumming stuff. The next thing I have in here is actually a Nintendo Switch. I don't play a whole lot of games, but I like to just have it in here to kill a little bit of time if I ever have an extra 10 or 15 minutes, whether I'm at work or I'm at church or I'm just out and about traveling. I like to just have it in there to kill a little bit of time. I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart lately and Smash Bros, which I know are both really old games, but I'm fairly new to Nintendo, so I kind of wanted to get those out of the way. But yeah, my Nintendo Switch. I love this thing for the limited time I've had with it. But yeah, it's been great. And now for the last pocket in the bag. So again, as I had mentioned, this bag is from Peak Design, and this tech pouch is also from Peak Design. And honestly, out of all the cool things I have in my bag, this is my favorite part of my entire backpack. I actually believe it's meant to go with a backpack, so that's why it fits so nicely in there. And the color matches and everything, which is awesome. So inside of this bag are all my essentials for audio work. I won't go a whole lot into detail about everything in here, but I have this thing packed to the brim. There is not a single open space in this thing, pretty much. And I keep all sorts of cables. I keep my LaCie hard drives in here, which I have 2 of those hard drives. And then I also have a LaCie SSD. So those are really the main 3 things. Those hard drives and SSD are the main things that I use out of here. But a lot of the time I'll find myself, if I need adapters for my MacBook Pro, which I bought all these adapters back when the MacBook Pro didn't have all the ports that it has now. So I had a lot of USB-C adapters, but they still come in handy, so I use them quite a bit. So I have all those adapters in there. Then I have more headphone extensions. I have USB cables for MIDI controllers and all sorts of stuff. I have the cables for my hard drives. I have auxiliary cables, just if I need to hook something up, in the car or something else. And then I have my Apple kind of branded cables, my USB-C to USB-C cables, USB-A to Lightning or USB-A to USB-C. And then I have my MacBook Pro charging brick in here, which I've actually found myself never using this thing. I charge my MacBook Pro here on my dock at home whenever I'm using it. And I find myself actually not ever needing this to charge it, because by the time I end up getting it off of here, it's usually at 100%. And by the time I go to work or I go to church, I actually don't need to charge it until I get back to here. So yeah, I have it in here, but I really never need it. Then I have a few small accessories in here. The last couple things I have are just a 1/4-inch adapter for headphones, which these always come in handy. If you're a musician, you always need them and you never have them. So I thought I would just keep an extra one in here. I also have just a flash drive that I just use for random things. I hardly ever need a flash drive, but there have been a few times that I need it to load up sounds onto different musical devices. So that's why I keep a flash drive in here. I have these dumb Apple dongles, the Lightning to headphone one. I've lost like 3 of these, so I ended up just buying one and keeping it in here. But the funny thing is, now that I've bought one, I hardly ever need it, so I just have an extra one. But it's nice to have. You never know when you need it. And then the last thing I have in here is just a Square card reader. I teach drum lessons, so a lot of times parents will pay me with their card, so that's why I like to have this in there. And actually, you can get one of these for free, I think, through Square if you just sign up. If you sign up with your email with them, I'm pretty sure. So this is just a great little thing to have. Again, my purpose with like this tech pouch specifically is to be prepared for pretty much anything that I need as far as like audio or music or, you know, storage with my hard drives. I just like to be prepared for everything, and I love this little thing. I used to have multiple different cases for all these different things until I ended up buying this. So this has really been a lifesaver. So yeah, if you guys are looking for something like this, I recommend this Peak Design tech pouch. Anyways, guys, as you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff in my backpack that I carry around with me each and every day, but this is just what I found that I need and what kind of covers me for whatever I'm doing. So that's kind of the most important thing for me, that I always have what I need on hand and ready to go. If you guys want to see a specific video or a specific review about anything I have in my backpack, please let me know and I can do that. But yeah, overall, that's kind of what I'm going to be carrying for the rest of the year in my backpack. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment below. And I'll leave some of these items in the description so you guys can check them out for yourselves. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon.